Hello, everyone. You're watching Special Sports Podcast with Patrick McCracken. We're going to talk about March Madness. I didn't do the beginning show my bracket. My bracket was horrible, but I'm going to talk about now. I was like, I didn't want to do it, but I'm going to try to do it now. The lead eight is going to be today when I'm posting. Before I post, I hope I do, but I watched some games yesterday, Thursday, Friday. There's no 1 team seats in the lead eight. I heard that was the first time forever, and I was more surprised by Alabama losing. Um, I didn't thought they had no chance. I thought Alabama had all the chances. I didn't know the other team was going to have a chance. That was kind of a crazy game. You know, when they were, I think let me see what the score first was. That score was 71-64. It was San Antonio had a run, then Alabama took the run in second half for 5 minutes, and then San Antonio just got the lead and just kept the lead. That makes a difference. Um, that was a really good game. I didn't know Alabama was going to lose. And then that Houston Miami game, I did not watch all of it because there were two games at one time, and Miami game right in the beginning it was bad. I think they won by. Well, when I was watching it was Brown winning by like 20. It was really bad. And this Texas and Xavier game, it was close at the end. But when I went to bed, I like this game's a blowout. It was 20 point. Texas was winning by 20 points. Okay, that Creighton and Princeton game yesterday. Princeton actually they about beat Creighton. I was rooting for Creighton. I didn't really care who won, but I was really hoping Creighton win. I heard that was the first lead eight team went into the lead eight for Creighton. I'm a Nebraska fan, but that's still in Nebraska. I still root for them if they not play Nebraska. And then the Alabama San Antonio game, that was a good game. Okay, this was Thursday. Florida FAU played Tennessee. I was surprised that Tennessee didn't win. I just thought they had it better, but the Florida they just know how to play good. I'm not really good at basketball. I'm good saying stuff, but not too much. The Kansas State and Michigan State, I was really hoping that Michigan State might win, but Kansas State was really a good team. After that, their best player, got hurt, playing on a little limp on their ankle sprain, but they played today. See if I'm really seeing if Kansas State can play as good as they played before. And then Gonzaga and UConn today. They play today. I really don't know what's going to happen. I'm hoping Gonzaga, because it'd be good for them, come back in the Final Four again. They never can win a championship, and they just play UCLA that they just played a long time ago. That game, I thought it was going to be a blowout because Gonzaga was kind of losing by like 10 points or 10, 15. And I didn't want to stay up all that whole time. And then that morning, like Friday morning, I was like, wow. I was surprised. They won. But that's the Gonzaga. They know how to play. The coach is just really good. And I thought it was a 3-point game. Again, this last second, I think it was last second shot. What? But this year, March Madness, numbers 1 seed lost, number 4 seed Virginia. There was a lot of upsets this year. Purdue was the biggest upset. I thought Purdue was going to go to the final game just because the 7-1 player is hard to play against at last minute, last minute, or last minute to for me last minute to figure out how to play with them, how to deal with them. But Purdue guards were just horrible. They couldn't play. They couldn't play. And now really hurt Purdue big time was more of the guards was really bad. It wasn't. Edie was actually really good. For me, Edie was like our best player really. Let me see any other good. Iowa State. Iowa State was that was a big upset for me. Indiana, I thought they could easily beat Miami, but they just didn't play good. They lost by like maybe 20 points. That was a big upset, I think, at that second round. Um, let me see. I thought TCU could beat Gonzaga, but they just didn't play good at the end. I thought Northwestern could beat UCLA, but that didn't happen. Had it. They had it. Oh, Marquette. Michigan State beat Marquette. That was surprising. For me, Marquette was just on a roll. And then Memphis being game lost to ASU. I heard that was a bad call. They should set a timeout, but it's a human error, and that's what we do. You should never lie on a human error. It's your fault. It's the player's fault. They should never lie on the refs that are going to give you a timeout when they need to. For me, yeah, human error. I get it. I don't like it too because you have to play with that. That was human error. You can't do anything about it. I saw it, but that ball, the ref was more focused on that ball than anything else. Can't do anything about that. Creighton's doing really good. I was really happy they beat Baylor. I put them to Elite Eight right now. I have this already happened. For me, Creighton was my Elite Eight, but I got them Alabama beating them. But the Princeton that team was really good. They just maybe just a little heck up on that game. They played for me like they lost by 10 points, but at the end they couldn't do anything. This year has been a really. I thought Oral Roberts going to beat Duke, but that didn't happen to me. I thought they were going to be the one of the upsets. Duke was just good, but then they lost to Tennessee. But Kentucky I thought that was maybe an upset, but I didn't know. I didn't pick it. But this year's been a weird year. No ones in the Elite Eight. More for Alabama. I thought they were good too, but they weren't. I felt like they weren't. They were good in some games, and then they just like Oklahoma at Oklahoma. Remember, this is not a home game for them. This is a away game. And they got smoked by Oklahoma. And Oklahoma is not in that game. Is not in the March Madness. They did. Oklahoma goes in spurts too. But still, if you're number one, you should not have that problem. And I think Purdue got unlucky with their seeding. They should be where Kansas at, and they should be swapped around. Because what people have been saying, Kansas was in the best conference and blah 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 blah, but they lose by they're in the best conference and they lose to teams that are good, but they lose by like 20 points. Purdue had they had a good conference. I thought they had a good conference. They just not had high seeds like higher rankings that other teams are. But for me, Purdue for Big Ten's actually really good teams, and all their real losses were maybe about 2 points. Yeah, they're not good teams. Northwestern, they lost by 3 last second. Well, that how do you deal with that? That's really not a loss. It's like maybe a tie or got lucky. That team got lucky. Rutgers, they lost. They played good at that game. I don't remember other losses. They got some upsets that wasn't expecting to play. I think more Purdue was the guards. The guards didn't play good. Then their team horrible. Edie is good, but you have to have guards that can shoot the threes that then he can play can do more of the work. Because then they can't help on him. But that game in March Madness, guards couldn't shoot. They say, let's see if the guards actually can play their game. Let's see if Edie can pass it and make him open and they get shot. That didn't really happen. That was the problem with that team. That's why I was an upset. Better team was more quicker, and that team, Purdue team, is not a quick team. They're more slow. Let's just get a point. Let's just don't push it. And maybe they should have played more of a because they were giving Edie outside the box and stuff. And you know what? That could be a problem too. They could play the zone at the end. See if they can shoot they did shoot the 3 a lot, but Durham had shoot the 3 because they just did not play good at all. They just played like crap. But then that team lost. But I heard that coach is went higher up on the totem pole on the coaching list. That he already have a new coaching job. I thought they played really good for what the seeds were, and I thought smaller team, easy team. Oh wow! We're going to talk about NFL now. And March Madness is gone. We'll talk tomorrow about some more games. But NFL game, Jets. They're signing more and more players, linemen. I do think they're going to make that deal with the Rodgers because they're moving stuff that they're doing stuff that they can get more to help their offense and help their defense. They're signing stuff that they're saying we're giving it all. We're giving it all. We're giving this. We're putting all the money in. We're just going all in with this game, with this to get this player, and then all in to win a championship this year. We're hoping they but it could be like Brady. They did that too. First year they won the championship, but it takes a while to get the communication right, and they at the end they were playing like lights out. It could be that same thing. Means that this could be their year, but it will be a lot of up and down, and what conference they're in. They had to beat the Bills. That is not an easy task. Their conference is the worst. But they had to beat Kansas City. I think they could easily beat Kansas City this year. If they if they play really good. And let's see, this year may be a fun year for NFL. Okay, I have to talk about the Jackson deal. I think that was a good idea for Baltimore. Just to say that market's Browns did a stupid deal. They shouldn't have did that. Or they was desperate. I was thinking that was just a desperate thing they did at Browns. And they know Baltimore thought that was maybe that was the reason. They were being a stupid, and everyone else saying that should not be right. That was the wrong deal for them. They're gonna maybe be paying for it in a little bit longer, but you never know. But I think that was the right choice for Baltimore, saying go out and see if you because you don't have a person that helps them to what do you call it, to help them go out and try and see a contract. Like he's gonna likely Baltimore saying you go out and see what's you worth, what they were gonna pay you, because they had to pay you and then they had to give him some draft picks. Means you're gonna be worth a lot more than what they paying you, because they have to do some draft picks and see if any team wants to. For me, is what it's. They're telling you, I don't think you're worth that much. We'll pay you a little bit, but you're not worth that much. You're worth a little bit, but you're not worth that much. Not the guaranteed deal and all that bull crap he was trying to do. That Watkins is a good quarterback, but Jackson is better. But Brown's organization is kind of crappy. Because how many quarterbacks did they went through, and then how many coaches, how many teams, they get hurt a lot too, but how many, they never can get a good year. Their management is always crap. And that's one reason why I was like, yeah, Browns are good. They're always good. But they always been on the other end too, been really crappy. Because they just don't know how to manage their teams or get the better quarterback, I thought Baker Mayfield was good, just I think they couldn't get anything around him, or they just got unlucky too, I think, a little bit. Baker Mayfield wasn't good, but then they traded him. They just didn't want to play around him, get all the good players around him, like the Jets is doing right now. Put the money into it with this one quarterback. Don't just, I want to get rid of this person because he's not doing good. I want to get another one. But save the money and put it around that player. And that's Baltimore's like, and that's what Browns is. I don't feel like they're a good organization to saying that's why they did a stupid deal. I don't know why they did that with Texans or with the deal. I think that they traded him, but then they say we're going to do a contract, the weirdest contract with them. That was Brown's fault. And for me, Baltimore's doing the right thing, telling them, you go and see that. Let's see if you actually know what you're doing and stuff. And Baltimore, Jackson's a good quarterback. And then another reason why I think he's not good, because he always gets hurt in the middle of the season. Do you want to pay someone guaranteed contract, or with that weird thing he was trying to do, guaranteed? I wouldn't pay it. I want to be that stupid to be a business person to do it, because NFL teams are all the business. They're not. It's all the business. It's not really a people, because all these other players want money. They have to figure out how to. What Kansas is doing is they win 1 or 2 years, and how Hills did. They just trust their quarterback, and they would sell the players, but would they trust the quarterback to train them? It's a lot of hard work for them, but to trust their quarterback to actually win. Like this year, they were going to have a rebuilding year, and what, they won a championship. Quarterback, the organization. They just say, I don't really care about those people. They're not in this team. And that was the reason why I can't say it won. because they had a team. Quarterback put the effort to train the rookies. They actually, what they traded, they got some trades to get a player and stuff that maybe changed the whole, like Juju Schuster. That was a good one. Made him really good. And then just the coach is just crazy good. He knows how to get their offense really good. Their defense is okay. But if your offense is really, 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 really good, your defense don't just need to stop them once or two times just to win. And the regular seasons don't really count. The playoffs do count. The regular seasons do count just to get what seed you want. You don't have to be the top seed. You just need to get into a good seed that is good for you. Kansas City is that good. But Baltimore, that was a smart idea. People don't see it, but I'm thinking the contract he wants was the stupidest contract. You're still tagging him. You're just not doing what he wants. He's just a dumb person. And it's a business. It's not a you want to win championship, not want to deal with the babies people. And maybe it'll be not a good idea for him, but I think he'll still stay because he's not going to get a good contract. But he just needs to know that he's not good. But we're going to be good for now. NBA is doing okay. I'm not going to talk about NBA. I'm not. Lakers are on a little fence, but I'm really timing is very bad. But NBA about springtime, April is in the starts the playoffs. Lakers is on the.
Here's a forecast update from your 10-11 now weather team.
Lakers are on the edge. Right now they're looking like they're 2 game back, but depends on whether if they win or not. They've been doing good without Bron James. I was surprised how he was doing. They were doing good without Bron James. But they're being really good against Bron James. They actually win some. You never know if those teams are actually. But at the end, sometimes some of these teams are playing for what seed they want. You know, like NFL, you want to be a good seed. You don't want to be a crappy seed, but you don't want to be you don't have to be a crazy good seed because the playoffs makes a difference. Not to get what seed and what your regular season is all about the playoffs. And Lakers, they might in a little bit might have Bron James back and they could win. And I'm not gonna say they're not going they have a chance, but I was really hoping they not be in the playoffs at all. You know why? I just don't like how they play. They're so James is not good. James is not good. He should not be getting that paid that much money. And I just don't like the person anymore. He's okay. He's not my. He's good sometimes, but then he's just he's not a politician. He's a player. And I just don't like how he is. And some of these trades, but it's about done. NBA is about done in playoffs, and then June be playoffs, the finals. See, I'll talk about a little bit, but not much. NBA is okay for me. It's just too many games to figure out what's going to happen, and I need to be more. If I can get the knowing how NBA is, how to play, and how questions to do, be good. But it's getting too long. But let you go. We'll have another time talking tomorrow, likely, and gonna talk about more games. I'll be watching in a little bit, and we're gonna have fun. And like and subscribe, and make my likes and subscribing really high up. If we can get that, I love it, my loving. Bye.